food trucks, and fireworks, how to creatively connect community events. That's what we'll be talking about on this episode of the Story Connect podcast. Hi, I'm your host, Megan McCoy-No, one of the storytellers at Pioneer Utility Resources, and I am joined by Greg Mullis, Chief Operating Officer at Trico Go in Georgia, my home state. It's very exciting to see you. We are not in Georgia right now. We are in Vegas at Calyx Connections. So it's a lot of fun. Greg, thank you so much for joining us
Oh, you're very
today.
welcome.
Now, your tagline is delightful, and not just because it rhymes. Trico Go, say no to slow. Tell us a bit about your co op and your broadband program.
Absolutely. Well, we are the fiber affiliate for Tri-County EMC,
Mhm.
located in Gray, Georgia. We are at about 8,500 subs. We hope to be around 9,100 by the end of the year. And just things are going well. We're growing by about 2.5 to 3% per month,
Wow.
and just doing really well. We are about 2 months away from being completely built out, so that's
Yay.
exciting. So from here on, it becomes how well can we market? How well
Mhm.
can we let our reputation carry us into other parts of our community?
Well, and you're not the only person facing that challenge right now. A lot of folks, there was a big push initially just to get things built out. And now it's about fighting churn, looking at your take rates. How can we get more folks to know about us? And then you have a really unique challenge in Middle Georgia. You've got 9 broadband competitors, I believe you told me, pulling some of your potential subscribers away.
That
That's
is correct. We've
no,
we've had
no pressure.
we've had fiber built over the top of us by one competitor.
Oh, yay.
We've got a lot of interesting things going on. None of them, other than the little bit of fiber that's being put in, are really that innovative or really enhancing a customer experience. Quite the opposite. It's the race to the bottom, drop our prices, cut our prices, play bundling games, and
No
that sort
one
of thing.
wins with that. But the question is, how do you set your story apart when you're dealing with that?
Well, we absolutely are best in class. We are 100% fiber, you know, greenfield play. So we're able to control the quality. We're doing a really good job with putting great installers in homes. We're fulfilling our promises to our members and also our community. We've built to now over 2,000 off system locations. We have a tremendous reputation in the community. The best thing I see is someone will go on a community Facebook page and ask, hey, can anybody tell me about Trico Go? Is it any good? And the last one of those I saw at last count, there were around 60 very supportive, just enthusiastic. Heck yes, go get it. It's great. And you
Yeah.
can't buy that. That has to be earned,
Yeah.
and we've really earned a great reputation in the community. And when we say we are your best internet experience, we can truly back that up.
Well, that is exciting. Now, I have to say, one of the best parts for me of Calyx Connections is the conversations that folks are having in the halls, the circles of success,
They're
where
fabulous.
I
Yes,
saw you and I was like, hey, how are you? And you were like, wait, I know you. It was fun. And
it's a
then
small world
it is a
after all.
small world, I know. I love our small world. But my personal favorite is just the coffee line. I've had the best conversations with people trying to get more caffeine. But that brings me to food trucks, obviously, because you and I got into the craziest conversation yesterday about food trucks. So tell me how powering food trucks became a way to build brand awareness in your community.
So everybody loves food
I mean,
trucks,
who doesn't?
except when you can't run a credit card transaction at a food truck.
No one carries cash anymore.
No one carries cash anymore. So our Chamber of Commerce, we have the community that we're based in is Gray, Georgia. Great little bedroom community to
Mhm.
Macon, right in the center of the state. Our chamber is always trying to be innovative and push the envelope and do fun things. So they had established a 4th of July fireworks display, which was a lot of fun, except there was nothing to eat.
Oh.
Tried to bring in food trucks, no cell service there at the rec complex. So that aspect was a miserable failure that first year. So here
It
we
just
are,
didn't reach its full potential,
did not
Greg.
reach its full potential. So we're right in the middle of this fiber build, and
Yeah.
we've built to that rec complex with fiber. And our first thought was, hey, we could fix this.
Yeah.
Calyx has just come out with some new outdoor APs that are really quite amazing. They've been a game changer for us in terms of certain market segments and just some do something that the competitor can't, which is awesome. But we
It's
thought, let's
always
figure
nice.
out how we can get out there. And this is a pretty large rec complex. There are probably 8 football fields, at least that many baseball fields, softball, pickleball, lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we start looking at it, and what would it really take? So about the time all this was going on, and we're trying this, we were asked about a grant program. Actually, our friends at Georgia EMC.
We love Georgia
Uh,
EMC.
I'll have to give Lindsay Bridges a shout out.
She's the best.
She's awesome. She heard about this grant opportunity from CareSource. They were
Okay.
looking to spend some money and try to bring some broadband to lower income homes or folks in our region.
Yeah.
So we put our hand out and said, "Yeah, let's put some ideas together." And the first thing that came to mind was we need some places for kids to be able to study that,
Mhm.
that we can't reach. We've built 24,000 passings, really 26 with our all system, but there's places we're probably never going to get to. But that doesn't mean we can't come to the rescue a little bit in the community. So we said, all right, great, let's apply for this. We got the funds, and we leveraged that to go buy these APs and put them up at 2 fire stations, a rec facility with all of the little league and football and stuff
Mhm.
that also happens to house the fireworks.
Ooh.
So, as you might imagine, the next year there's lots of fire food trucks, and everything worked flawlessly. Now we had some lessons to be learned. We did learn very quickly that people are full of water, and water blocks the internet signal. More than you might think.
What?
Yeah, I mean
I'm
people
sorry.
are
I
like
thought you were going to talk about the
95%
porta
water.
potty line. No, you're just saying when you have that many people there.
Yep, it
It
really
impacts.
absorbs and blocks signal. So it took us a little while of learning and figuring out how many of these APs we needed. So once
Okay.
we kind of figured that out and got things kind of squared away, it really works well.
Okay.
So
Is there a
fireworks are
magic
super.
number? Sorry, I
Um,
just got it. The people blocking the signal is very exciting.
my operations folks probably can quote you something there because they had a lot of fun experimenting with this. Because we are going to take this concept and like our friends in Mississippi, we're
Mhm.
going to go put some APs up at football games and
Yeah.
provide community service there. Because we do have some football stadiums that have really lousy cell signal,
Yeah.
and when you put that many people in there, of course, it just drops off the world. So we're learning and using this, but it was really a lot of fun to watch people. We put up signage all around the facility with a QR code and free internet brought to you by Trico Go. So it's free advertising that's going to stay there for years and years. And and a local bank got the naming rights for the facility, which is nice. And they spent $50,000 or $60,000 on that.
Sure.
And I pretty much got free advertising for as many years as I wanted without any additional expense. So it's
And you're
fun when
making-
you can leverage things successfully. The food trucks are great, and they had lines backed up. They were doing a really good business, and that's
Mhm.
awesome because that's something that can be there to help from economic development standpoint, supporting the chamber. But what really brings it home is when you go out there on a normal weeknight and you see, there's a little league practice going on, and there's 2 or 3 moms over sitting working on something where they've scanned their QR code, or even better, from what we understand, the pickleball league just loves us because
What?
before they couldn't take photos and share them, and they couldn't, get on the internet while they were out there. So now they can. And one of our employees, his wife plays pickleball in that
Sure.
league, and she came home and told her husband, "Look, y'all need some more signs out there because these pickleball moms love
The
this."
pickleball moms.
Yep, it's like soccer moms,
What?
only different.
Yes.
I'm
That
not sure if it's better or worse, but it's
I'm
fun.
unclear at this point.
But that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Calix has really done some neat things with their innovation. They've got a new one of these devices that apparently will go a mile. We hadn't figured out how to apply one of those yet, but we've put a lot of the other 2 devices, the 360 device and the other AP, and they're great technology, but we're able to really differentiate ourselves.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of lake homes where people who want to have their dock and pool and backyard well equipped for internet, where they could sit out and stream football or whatever to their heart's desire. That's been very, very successful, but it's fun to really, when you think about APs, food trucks lined up, feeding the people and having a good time at the fireworks.
Well, and the fireworks, I think I was excited about something else and we went off on a trail with that. But you also made it possible not just to have people watch the fireworks there, but talk to me about how you were able to then share the fireworks with other folks.
Well, definitely, there's enough bandwidth there. You can, you're not going to get gig speed wirelessly, but you're going to get half that at least. And we made sure to be able to saturate that area. So yeah, if you want to stream the fireworks
Yeah.
on your phone or for the chamber to do that and be able to share with folks who can't be there, it's just an added benefit. The capacity of the broadband networks we're putting out there is pretty amazing.
Well, you mentioned a couple times QR codes.
Yes.
And folks are, I was interviewing Brenda at P River Cooperative about their Friday night Wi Fi.
Yes.
So they are doing that in stadiums as well. And everyone has a different approach to how you share your story, your brand, and have folks connect. Can you explain how the QR codes work? I mean, do they know? Is there a name?
Yes,
for
absolutely.
the
So in the Calyx technology, you have the ability to go in and name your SSID, and if you want to, if you're at your home, you can just share that QR code with any guest. You don't want to have to put in their password and do
Ooh.
all that. Well, you can
Are
do
you
the same
making
thing.
it easy?
They really are.
What?
Yep. We're really proud to be a Calyx partner. They've been great. And just little things like the QR code. So our marketing folks will take those and blow them up and put them on either a metal or plastic signs.
Mhm.
One of my favorite applications that we did was to put. We've got a board member that has a event facility, and it'll house 500 to 600 people.
Yeah.
Like at a table setting, and he does songwriters nights and sells tickets, and with the money going to different charities. So he called me one day and he said, "I want to do this silent, or not silent auction, but live auction, and everybody's going to use their cell phone. And as you know, where I live, there's barely cell coverage. Period. Can we do this?" So as you might imagine, we put up 2 of the APs, and then back to the bodies are made of
Water.
filled with water
I've
thing.
heard that's an issue.
We got a little nervous, so we actually put a third in, and one of our folks sat there throughout the night with their laptop out and monitored, how many folks are connected and are they being able to get the speed they need to do this auction. Went off flawlessly. So we took a lot of confidence from that we can do a lot of different stuff. All it takes is creativity. But yeah, our marketing guy has really gotten creative with taking these signs and putting them in a lot of different applications that are weatherproof, or just like in this barn just around, sponsored by or brought to you by Trico Go. And when you scan it, it comes up on your phone. It's connected, thanks to Trico Go. So it's a great marketing tool.
I would love to see a screenshot of what that looks like too.
I will send you one.
Wonderful. See, this is why it pays to have friends.
Absolutely.
Over many, many years. So yeah, we'll have that attached to the podcast at pioneer.coop/podcast. You'll be able to see it there. So we've talked about how food trucks are free to roam the community. Fireworks are blazing for all to see. What other community areas have potential for Trico Go to grow?
Well, we're definitely going to move into football stadiums. You've heard that around the country.
We heard it here first.
You heard it here first. Really, the sky's the limit. We don't serve in any downtowns, but we're looking at how we might be able to work in some community spaces. We've already been asked, one of our really tiny communities that's got some persistent poverty, but is really kind of the citizens there are really doing a good job of pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, so to speak. They're having a Christmas event, and we were approached about being a sponsor, and we said, well, hey, what if we put up one of our APs, and everybody there for the 2 days of the event can get free Wi-Fi, and we'll also be a sponsor as well. So that's exciting. So the sky's the limit of what we can do. It just takes creativity.
Well, and listening to your subscribers, to your community, and finding ways to connect folks to solutions.
Absolutely.
It's not just being a sponsor and giving out money, it's becoming part of their life and part of their experience in the community, which is just a lot of fun. You're doing other fun things at Trico Go.
We are.
You are. I was on y'all's Facebook page last night. What is the Middle Georgia duck hunt?
So this was one where my marketing guy thought maybe he had gone too far and he was going to get fired. But it actually has been pretty fun so far. So I'm going through check requests one day, and there's a check request for ducks.
And not
What?
live ducks. We should clarify.
Well, I didn't know that.
You didn't know.
I couldn't tell from the memo field on the check
Yeah.
request.
So
So I had to go walk in his office and I said, "What is this thing with ducks?" And he kind of looks over, and sure enough, there's a box of these bright blue, shiny, glittery.
I was gonna say
rubber
they're like
ducks.
glitter ducks.
Yeah, they're really shiny.
yeah.
They're impressive, and they've got little tags on them with QR codes.
Mhm.
And the concept is you go and hide them around the community. There are, I think, 10 participating businesses, and the first person who finds a duck from every business wins $1,000 cash.
Wow.
So I say we, I have not had an opportunity to do that yet, but I'm thinking about taking some to church and kind of hiding them around Sunday and seeing if anybody notices. You don't think that's blasphemy, do you?
I mean,
Hopefully
ducks
not.
were created.
Yeah. So,
in the
but they're
beginning,
really
so-
fun, and I'll have to give him credit for he's thinking outside of the box, and that's what it takes as a marketer sometimes to really think of new things and
Yeah.
get people laughing and participating. But the first time they went out to hide these, Christopher shared them on our Facebook page, and within minutes, apparently somebody went out and got all of them and shared that, hey, I got all those. Well, that was why'd you get all of them? You should have let others.
It's a very strange competition
It really is.
going on in
But-
Middle Georgia.
You gotta give Christopher's props. He went out and found something creative, and,
Yeah.
and some folks had fun with it. And I'll have to say, our CFO, who's normally kind of a little bit square, I mean, it's a CFO, right? She said, that's really cool. I
Yeah.
really like that. I said, okay, hey, we
I mean,
have a convert.
I love it, and it's not something that Tricoco created. You're just participating and being part of the community,
Being part of the
having
community.
fun.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Is
It is.
this is we serve internet, we sell electricity where we live and work and play, and what better motivator than making where you live better?
I love that so much, Greg. Well, I think you're going to make everyone's communities better right now just by sharing these ideas and what you've learned through your experience with connecting folks outside and helping to connect your communities in some really unique ways.
It's been a heavy lift, but it's probably it's without a doubt the most rewarding thing I've ever tried to do. We work really hard at it. At times it's been an avalanche trying to open new zones and keep up with the lead times on the installs. But seeing somebody at the grocery store or seeing a Facebook post about how you've changed their lives, and the same with businesses. We've got a business customer that makes a very obscure product. It's a piece of equipment that processes chicken and turkey gizzards.
Wow.
And they literally ship these all around the world. But they lived in a space in Jones County, the county we're headquartered in, where they had single digit, virtually dial-up speeds on a legacy, provider that had no interest in upgrading them ever. Their data caps in the whole 9 yards and paying $250 a month. So we brought them gig speed internet to their location. They're now completely able to use the functionality of their billing system, all of their CRM stuff, and they're really thriving now. And we're actually going to shoot a testimonial with them week after next when we get back and talk about, what we've been able to help them do. And those are the kind of things that, keep you going.
Yeah.
That get you excited about going to work.
I love that. That and then finding the blue sparkle duck.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
If anybody really wants a duck, send a $100 bill and a self-addressed stamped envelope. And,
It is fun. If you have not seen, I will include a picture of the ducks, and they have your brand and everything on them. So it's just a fun community project that maybe somebody else will hear and say, "Hey, we should do that." and have the co-op lead or the utility lead that idea. So anyhow, I could talk to you all day about this, Greg. So it's a treat. Thank you so much for sharing your story
Oh, you're
with
very
Utility
welcome.
Pioneers. He is Greg Mullis from Trico Go, and I'm your host, Megan McCoy No at Pioneer Utility Resources. And until we talk again, keep telling your story.
Story Connect is produced by Pioneer Utility Resources, a communications cooperative that is built to share your story. Story Connect is engineered by Lucas Smith of Lucky Sound Studio